I am LaTanya Brown. I'm with the Federation of Southern Cooperatives Land Assistance Fund. Okay. So, the mission of the Federation, just to give you a little bit, our mission is to be a catalyst for the development of self supporting communities through cooperative economic development, land retention, and advocacy. So, tonight we're really talking about estate planning, as property, and things like that. So, that kind of deals with the land retention part of it. One of the things that we do a number of things, but as it relates to what we're talking about tonight, one of the things that the Federation does is we provide year round estate planning clinics and workshops to help property owners prevent heirs property through informed succession plannings. So, what we do, we hold workshops, we hold clinics where we actually will go through, provide technical assistance. Because we're not a law firm, we cannot give you legal advice and draft the estate plans for you. But one of the things we do is provide an extensive questionnaire and guide you through everything that you need to actually have your estate plan created, where you can walk into an attorney's office and say, here's my packet. Here's everything that I have. Here's on my bank accounts, my beneficiaries, everything I want. Can you draft my will? The benefit of us doing that is it's going to save the attorney time, which is going to actually save you money in the long run. Because the more work the attorney has to do, the more it's going to cost. A lot of things that you can do yourself prior to going to the attorney. No offense to attorneys, I know we make our money. We make our money by the billable hours, but a lot of times it is easier if you have everything together before you come. And one of the things we also do, we have an attorney referral list for each state that we cover. So here in Florida, we can actually give you a list. Not saying that this is who you have to go to, but some people don't know what attorneys are out there that handles heirs property issues and estate planning issues. So we'll give you a list and say, here's some people that you can go to. Three Rivers is actually one of them that is on our list. Mr. Lattimore with the is Property Clinic at University of Florida is another one. We send people there also. Move forward. Okay, so one of the things, one of the problems with heirs property, when you have, I always say, I don't care how close your family is, if you have more than one heir, there's always going to be conflict. Okay, somebody's not going to get along. So there's a lot of things that you can do to help get everybody on the same accord. A lot of times you can't really move forward with create with clearing your title and clearing up your heirs property until you have everybody on the same accord. So one of the things that Federation has, we have what's called the Florida Agriculture Mediation Program. Um, are there by any chance is anybody in here a farmer? Okay. Yes, sir. So, um, this program, the Agriculture Mediation Program, is a program that's through USDA. And it was originally designed for farmers who had any type of adverse decision with USDA. This is a free service that USDA offers that can help people resolve their disputes. So, in the most recent Farm Bill, the government realized that heirs property was a big issue, and that also deals with agriculture. So, what they did now, this agriculture mediation program can also assist heirs come together and resolve their conflicts so they can move forward with clearing the title. And usually, what you find is generally when there's conflict, it's not even about the land itself. It's generally not the property. It's some underlying issues, okay, that have not been resolved over the years. So this agriculture mediation program assists you with doing that. I'm gonna rate this real quick. So it's used to facilitate the use of mediation to settle disputes involving agricultural issues. The goal is to offer the opportunity for parties to discuss the issues and possibly come to a resolution, again, free of cost. How does this help with heirs? It assists heir property owners on issues related to their heirs' property, assists anyone who receives an adverse decision from any USDA program or service in Florida. It says the Virgin Islands because this program also extends to the Virgin Islands. It is a USDA certified program. The good thing about mediation is voluntary, it's confidential, and it's neutral. It helps resolve the agriculture related issues. Alternatives, it's an alternative to litigation or formal appeals. Now, the thing about it is it's confidential, which means when you're sitting there, the actual mediation, look at it as just kind of like a family meeting. Okay. So we get all the heirs together. There's a mediator there. And what that mediator does, they're not there to make any types of decisions. It's giving everybody the opportunity to kind of discuss what their issues are. Okay. What's the problem? Why they can't get on the same accord? Does it always work? A lot of times it does. Sometimes there's issues that just cannot be resolved. Okay. Doesn't happen often. But generally, what happens is because this conflict really involves non communication or miscommunication. Okay. So it allows them the opportunity where one person is not over talking the other one and they can really kind of resolve their issues. It is confidential, so anything that's said in that mediation, that mediator is not, or if for some reason something goes to litigation, that mediator is not allowed to, they cannot be subpoenaed to discuss anything that was discussed during that mediation. Uh, let's go. Okay, so um, again, how does the agriculture mediation program assist heirs property owners? One, multiple parties can participate. Again, generally, if there's multiple heirs, it's not always required to do mediation. I always tell people it's good to do it just to make sure that everyone is on the same accord as you're moving forward. And again, with this program that we offer, it is totally free. So it is at no cost to you all to go through this mediation. It focuses on communication and problem solving, preserves the family relationship. That's the biggest thing, okay, when it comes to mediation with heirs property. You want to preserve that family relationship, okay, for generations down the road. Because a lot of times conflict can go from one generation to the next. It reduces cost, time, and stress, keeps control in the hands of the heirs. Another thing is also going to assist you when you go to these attorneys to help you clear title or even with estate planning. Okay, you don't have to use mediation just because if it's heirs property and you're having a conflict. Sometimes you can use this as you're preparing to have your succession plan or your estate plan going forward. So it's always better to be proactive, basically. Uh, am I doing this? Okay. So while in mediation, it's not providing you legal advice, but it helps family talk through the succession issues. It's going to identify the next steps in clearing title. It prepares heirs to work with attorneys and advisors. Again, when you go to the attorneys, it's very hard for attorneys to assist you when it's heirs, but not necessarily with estate planning, but with heirs property if everybody is in conflict. Okay, so they need to know how you all want to proceed. It reduces conflict before legal action is taken. Okay, so through the mediation program, heirs can explore alternatives to selling the land, discuss buyouts or use agreements, reduce risk of partition actions, and keep land in agricultural production. Now, let's go through alternatives to selling the land, discuss buyouts and use agreements. A lot of times when you have heirs property, you have some heirs who they may have a sentimental value to the land. So they want to keep the land within the family. You have some people that will say, I don't want any interest in it, let's sell it. Okay. One of the easier things to do when you have this is do what they call intra-family buyouts. Okay, so one person that wants to sell, they can tell the other, one of the other heirs, hey, I will sell you my interest for said amount of money. Now, what happens a lot of times with doing these intra-family buyouts, and I'm gonna use an example how conflict can be such a problem with heirs property. As there was a family, four siblings, two brothers, two sisters. One brother and sister wanted to sell the property. Another brother and sister wanted to keep the property. Because of underlying issues, one of the brothers came to me and was talking about, he said, they want to sell, we don't want to. I never trusted them anyway. They were always shady. So I kept trying to convince them what you need to do, y'all need to come to mediation. So what happened, they came, the two, they said he said the other two, they want to sell it. We're not signing anything. We're not signing nothing. So it's just going to be the way it is. But they were so angry because of conflict, not trusting each other, they missed the obvious solution. Can anybody tell me what the obvious solution of that would have been? Exactly. Two want to sell, you two want to buy them out. Everybody's happy. As long as they get their money. Money is green no matter where it comes from, right? Most people don't care. It's going to spend. But with that anger, they couldn't see past that. And so it just stayed in limbo. So that's one of the things that you have to look at. Now, sometimes you have issues where, and that's why I'm getting to this slide. Sometimes, okay, I want to buy out the other heirs. We have 100 acres, 10 heirs. Nobody wants to keep it. I want to keep it, right? Everybody else wants to sell. But guess what? I don't have the money to buy them out, right? So now what? They have now what's called heirs property relending program. Once again, the government started to realize how heirs property was a big issue. One of the issues is, okay, now they can keep it in the family. Y'all could do interfamily buyouts. How do you get the money? So the Federation is an intermediary lender. So the heirs property relending program, HPRP for short, it's a USDA supported loan program, and it's designed to help families with heirs property resolve title, ownership, and succession issues on agricultural land, especially land inherited without clear deed or will, so they can gain marketable title and ultimately access other USDA programs and services. And I think Miss Monica Range mentioned this earlier. The problem with heirs property is you don't have access to some USDA programs. Okay, and that is very, very important. Um, so this free lending program is out there offering. I'm not going to go into complete detail about it, but I'm going to tell you how you can learn about it. So, with this program, there's different things that you can use these funds for. So, they can be used for closing costs, right? So, if you're going to buy out the other heirs, go to closing, you're going to have closing costs. Generally, you're going to have a survey done. Before you buy out the other heirs, you're going to have a survey. You're probably going to have to get an appraisal done. Okay. All these things cost money. And a lot of people can't clear title because they don't have the funds to do it. Okay. And other heirs don't want to pitch in. If they say, if it's 10 of us, we need a survey. One or two people may be willing to pay for that survey, but you got 7 or 8 of the rest of them like, I don't have no money. Okay. I don't have no money. We can't do it. So this can also assist with paying surveys, doing title searches. Another one of the biggest things, a lot of people have trouble clearing title because they can't pay the attorney fees. Okay. I need an attorney to help, but they cost. Again, no offense to the attorneys in the room, but I do know there's some attorneys nowadays that don't even give free consultations anymore. Okay. Or the consultation may be $400 or $500. And people say, I can't afford that. And then we have great organizations like the Heirs Property Clinic at UF. We have Three Rivers. But again, you may, no offense again to our nonprofits, but you have to fit in certain guidelines. Okay. Some people, you ever heard the term, is it land rich, cash poor? Okay. I don't have the money, but they may say, hey, you have all this land, so you should be able to pay for it. So that happens to a lot of people. So this program can also help you pay for your legal fees. Okay. And also the intra-family heirs interest buyouts. So you can go and say you can get this loan and you can buy out the other heirs. You can write that check to them to buy out their interest and get that property. Again, I'm going through this kind of quick because I know it's been a lot of information. Y'all probably ready to go. Um, so about the relending program, um, I'm not the person that you would contact. Our loan funds manager is Miss Cecily Gist. She's our loan funds manager. I have her email address and her direct contact number. So if you are interested in that is property relending program, this is who you will contact. Okay. And she will explain everything to you. You will go through the intake process to see if you qualify for the loan. I will say this, the loan you can get from anywhere from 5,000 up to $500,000. Okay. And then the other contact, we have the Federation of Southern Cooperatives. Our office is located in Lake City. That is our office number. And you have my email address. I am LaTanya Brown. And my email is LaTanya Brown at federation.coop. If you want any more information about anything that we do, about our workshops, our wills clinics that we have throughout the year, if you want information about how to come to us to request mediation, to assist you with resolving your issues, any conflict, or even with your estate planning process, give me a call, shoot me an email. We are here to serve you. And again, my services are at no cost to you. I hope that wasn't too quick. Thank you all.